What is good, my fellow metal lovers? We are coming today with another Metallica reaction, Master of Puppets. Now, I'm a metalhead. I grew up on Metallica. I've heard all of their songs. I am very familiar with it, so this won't be something new that I'm doing. However, I've never reacted to Metallica. I know what the song's about. Love the music, but I just want to get into this with you and enjoy the ride. So, it's a long song, so let's just get into it. Metallica, Master of Puppets. Love this. Love Metallica. This guitar tone is so good. So, real quick, do you guys remember where you were at when this came out? I mean, I was like young when this came out, and I remember back in the day, I used to think, this is devil music! And then I fell in love with it and never knew that the song was about drug addiction and how drugs are, make you you become a slave of the drugs are the puppet master, you're the slave, and you do what the drugs tell you to do. But I remember I was so young, my brother introduced me to Metallica, and he was fully into it, and he's about 5 years older than I am. And I was like, I'm not listening to your devil music. And I wasn't even a Christian at the time. I just, it just had that stigma. But I remember how heavy it was. And I remember James, as I got into Metallica and I grew up with them, like every single album, his voice would sound so different, from Kill 'Em All to Ride the Lightning to, you just go down the list, and Justice for All. And I know I'm skipping some here and there, but you go down the list, and then the Master of Puppets Black Album, and then you get to the Load and Reload. His voice just constantly changed, but it was so good. This was like the heaviest music of the time. And they had a cult-like following. But let's just get back into this. Metallica, Master of Puppets. Oh. It's one of the first songs I learned to play on guitar. Well, probably like the 10th or 11th song I learned to play on guitar. I mean, James Hetfield has some bars. I mean, he will give some. I mean, the lyrics are so creative and so good, and to sing it from the angle of of cocaine and of the drug, it's just powerful. Especially when you think of the time, like they were known as Alcoholica. They would drink, and that was their thing. But they'd be touring with a bunch of people that were caught up on the drug scene, and they saw the destruction of it and how bad addiction was, and how the people who were caught up in addiction didn't even realize that they were puppets. What a clever song. It's what addiction does. What does addiction do? Calling faster. Oh, such a heavy song. Who are you gonna obey? Who? Yep. That's what it is. I mean, and I understand addiction's a disease, and I get that it's a thing, but the reality is the master, they're the master, you're the puppet, and it's pulling your strings. It tells you what to do, and it controls you, and we think we're free, but we're not. Man, what a great song. What addiction does. That's funny, you're blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Though you think you see clearly when you're under the influence and you're caught up in this whirlwind of, adrenaline and euphoria and the rush, you're really blind, and, you start to scream from the addiction, just call my name. And what's my name? It's Master. Master. What a great song. This is a masterpiece. Haha, see what I did there? Here we go. It becomes a ritual and you become miserable in it. Ooh. What a bar. Yep. Gotta have more and more. Again, the thing with addiction, taste me, you'll see, more is all you need. You're always chasing that first high that you received, and it takes more and more to get you to that high again. But as you take on more poison in your body, it starts to kill you. Just clever lyrics. And here's the thing. This is what I love about Metallica. They're talking about a song that has to do with major drug addiction, and you have people with major drug addiction singing this song. That's how good this song is. You're gonna laugh to the grave. Just burn in your soul, burn in your body. Master. Oh. I mean, these riffs. That's the other thing I love about Metallica, is they transition from riff to riff so smoothly. Now, I'm a guitarist, I'm a songwriter, and I grew up on these guys, but there's no way. They are masters at this. They are so good at transitioning from riff to riff to riff to riff and bringing them all in there. And wow, I love this band. Truth. And what are you gonna scream? Master! Master! Oh, really? An ad? This is the lamest thing. We're gonna kick that back. We're not doing that. And this is what the drug experience is like. Now they're going to take us on that high. And the beauty of this guitar part. Before we get into this, I'm going to kick this back. But I remember growing up, I didn't know anything about guitar. In fact, when I was clueless, right? And I always thought a guitar, I'm so lame. You're going to know how lame I am. I always thought guitar was like acoustic guitar. And I didn't know electric, like when it came to like distortion, I always thought that was bass. And so growing up, I always wanted to learn bass because, man, it's got that crunch. And then I realized really quickly that bass isn't where the crunch is at. It's with the guitars and good old distortion. And another thing I didn't know is this riff right here, going into the acoustically part of it, that when it goes into distortion, it's the same riff. I thought that was completely different. I didn't realize it was the same part. I had a lot to learn growing up. But anyways, let's hit it. Let's just go into this beautiful, beautiful melodic ride that they're going to take us on. So good. So melodic. Here come the harmonies on guitars. Best guitar tone ever. One of the most memorable solos ever. Kirk and James. Kirk is one of the most underrated guitarists out there. Same with James. See, I didn't know this was the same as the clean part. So good. Okay, so we're going to stop there because I didn't want to interrupt the solo because I know that's a mortal sin. And I'll kick it back just a little bit more. But like I was saying, Kirk and James, they are so underrated. I mean, that guitar solo right there, that melodic piece is so underrated. It's so memorable. Like, you hear that, you know exactly what it is, and it's so memorable, and they're so underrated. I think they're one of the greatest guitarist duos ever created. One of the best of the best. And Lars is good with his... Lars is really good with his drumming. Now, I know that he gets a lot of slack, and I mentioned this before, that he's not the most technical drummer, but he knows what the song needs, and he's good with the feel of the song, and he's in the pocket. He's a great drummer. And there was a season I couldn't stand him because he's so arrogant, but there was a season I loved him because he was so arrogant too. Yeah, this is a masterpiece of masterpieces. So let me kick it back and we'll get into the rest of this. Good riffs. I would love to interview these guys. Just another great riff, just building up that tension. They went up your nose. That's where they went. That's what addiction does. Laugh yourself to the grave. That is such a bar because it starts out the song, you're caught up in drugs and you're laughing, but then ultimately the drugs start to laugh at you, laughing at you, because your laugh turns into weeping because you're addicted and your body's shaking and you're going through all of those addictions and you're going through all of the withdrawals and all that stuff, and that laughter, that high you're going after is now laughing at you. And this is such a clever song. Come on, Kurt, shred. Awesome. Get that whammy out. So good. I love this. And yet another riff change. Let's do another riff change. Such a good riff. Get those harmonies in there. I figure that's a good spot to stop. You know, there's another thing that Metallica is the master of. They're really good at those harmonies and putting them in those guitar parts at the right spot. Not too much, not too little. Just the right amount to create the perfect sounding guitar riffs. Man, they are masters at this. Anyways, let's get back into the song. No, it's not. Now, I know this question's come up. I've never received the answer. Hit me up in the comments on this, but did James intentionally do this because he's like, okay, this is kind of a drug addiction kind of mindset. I'm going to give a rhyme without a reason. Or do you think that he actually couldn't find a lyric? And so he said, hey, I'm just going to give a rhyme. There's no reason. I can't find another lyric for this. We're just going to go with it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm really curious about that. I've never heard the answer to this question. Is this lyric intentional, or were you just, he couldn't think of another line? Let me know. It is a never-ending maze. Yep. Ooh, bar. Life is out of season. That's what it does. So the drugs that you once dominated are dominating you. It's ruling you. Who's your master now? Let's find out. Who's crawling? And I want to be careful. I know addiction's a disease. I am not making fun of or making light of addiction. It's a really bad thing. I'm just going along with what the song is saying, because the reality is, no matter what vice it is, whether it's cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, coffee, whatever it is, when you're addicted to something, it controls you. And again, I'm not saying that a lot of these things are necessarily, bad. I mean, I drink coffee occasionally. I used to drink it all the time. But when you can't function without it, that's a problem. And I don't want anything or anyone or any vice controlling me. But yeah, here we go. Let's kick back. I love his tone here, his vocal. Master! Such a great vocalist. Pushing one behind and smacking your dreams. Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Love this song. So my last thought on this, again, their transitions and the way they bring the song full circle, they're going to go back to the beginning, add some little add-ons to these riffs, and just really bring you to the final circle of the song. And I love this genre of music. I love the adrenaline that metal just pushes those boundaries, makes you want to just run in circles and start moshing. And, I love this so much. So let's get back into this. Such a good riff. And I love the heaviness and the slowness, the fast and the slow together on this. The different guitars. I also like that when he broke into the instrumental section, the clean part, and he started with that laugh, it's almost like we're laughing ourselves, and we're laughing because we're high, and now we're going to go on this journey. And then he gets us through that instrumental, and it turns into like torment and chaos. And at the end here, when he's doing this laughing, it's like the drugs are laughing at you. The master's laughing at you. You're now their puppet. And but anyways, this is Master of Puppets. Great song. I love this song. Hit me up with the next one. I know people have said just start with their whole catalog. That's a lot. So if you want a specific song that you want me to react to, maybe another band, maybe another, we'll go down the Metallica catalog, just throw it in the comments. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000. I'm really trying to grow this channel. I would appreciate your help. You guys have been incredibly cool, man. I really, really appreciate you guys. And I'm so grateful to be able to react to these videos. So again, God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.